ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very happy to be with you tonight, to share my latest book, which is called Wordsongs for Music. In fact, I'm so eager to start sharing my word songs with you and show you how musical that I put one right on the back cover. You don't even have to open the book to see it. March 1, 2022 is what it's called. I'll tell you how I wrote the poem. I opened the front door of the house. I stood there a minute. I checked out the weather. I went to a machine, and here's what I wrote. Dear March the 1st, your clouds have burst, and now you feel relieved. Our fields immersed are spared the worst. The drought that much aggrieved, with sunny ray, enjoy the day which erst had threatened gloom, that glory may, in sportive way, emerging hope illume. I only started to be a poet rather late in life. I retired or rewired at age 61, and this is the 46th book of verse that I've published since then. I really got rewired, and it's so exciting. It feels to me like a kind of magic. All I'm doing is describing a very ordinary day in Vestal, New York, where I live, and look what it turned into. People can enjoy that for a few dozen years, or a few thousand. It's astonishing to think about. So let me give you some more musical verses. They're in every possible kind of rhyme scheme and stanza pattern and rhythm. Here's one I especially love called Newspaper. It means a lot to me because, well, you'll see why. It's on page 15. Newspaper. Evening paper, it's engrossing and engaging and absorbing, and it, best of all, distracts. If at work a thing occurred that proved enraging, I am cooler when I stick to newsy facts. A guerrilla war some groups are wildly waging, whom the rulers maddened, violating pacts. But it's all a distant puppet show that foreign folk are staging, and the paper contemplator can relax. There's a little child. He's waiting, and he's standing, staring straight ahead. But what is there to see? He's excited, full of school events, demanding. No, he can't do that. But praying patiently. To be heard, will Dad's attention soon be landing? On my face? Oh, God, I wish you'd look at me! All the feelings in my brain, they're like a thundercloud expanding. Yet the paper, wall of rock, will silent be. You know, when I write musical poems, they're so direct and they come so impulsively. There's not a whole lot of learned material piling up. You can see the father and the child. It's as graphic as anything from Calvin and Hobbes and their dad. Let's try another poem. This is on page 18, and it shows me in a different kind of mood. Here I'm thinking about Japanese Kintsugi art. In Kintsugi, you repair a broken pot by sticking the pieces together with gold or silver powder and lacquer, and the result is a splendid new work of art. They're in museums and people love them. This is called Kintsugi. The art of golden joinery I adore. Your broken pot to glory of soul restore. By lacquer blent with precious powder, filled with new life, you'll be laughing louder. We all are damaged, broken, and need repair, which won't entail negating the virtues there. By woes we'll be diversely battered, yet may the spirit remain unshattered. I like to think of penitence here. I do. Apologies admitting an injured you, high shining beauty give the vessel, gleams of confession mid fragments nestle. We face the world undaunted by what we are. We're stronger who've reshapen what once could mar. Regard in art your total being, tranquil, serene in a thoughtful seeing. That's an ancient Greek rhythm. Modern people don't use it anymore, except yours truly. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and... All right, now I'll give you, happens to be on the opposite page, a poem called Hafeez. I translated a whole book of his poems. I called the book Poems of Wine and Tavern Romance, because Hafeez was a medieval Persian pub poet. And he was bisexual, chiefly homoerotic, his poems are, and he was, as far as I can judge, an alcoholic. He'd be ready at 11 o'clock in the morning, banging on the tavern door. A portrait of him now, okay, in another interesting rhythm. He'll sadly stare in hazy, musky tavern dim, a woozy man who's nearing middle age. The fate afflicting him he tells upon the spattered page. Red spots have marked the blue of woolen cowl and hood. He's often told he ought to wash them out. Lay off, be still, don't shout. Oh, cry them clean. Oh, I wish I could. The handsome man he's liking isn't glancing back. That eye, narcissal, proud, a golden bloom. Alone, a crowded room, a burnt-out tulip, stamens black. Oh, trapped within a net and stuck in mucky dark. But how I walked in Eden once, with ease. Behold, God's olive mark stays graven on your heart, Hafeez. These are really fun. The next one is not medieval Persia, just my bedroom when I was a boy. I call it Linoleum. I'm going to avoid the joke about the explosion that happened in laying linoleum. You've probably heard that. It was common 50 years ago. Linoleum blown apart. But no, I'll give you just the regular linoleum. It really preoccupied me. It was of amazing, astonishing color and pattern. The linoleum over my floor was maroon, with a web of cerulean streams. They were colors of pulse of the sea, and they soon would be prompting the beauty of dreams. I'm a boy once again while inventing this tune. On a wall, numbered cards hanging down from a string. Might they soccer suggest? Not quite true. But while winning the spelling bees, hey, I was king. They were nicely competitive, too. I'm a youth once again while I'm singing to you. On the top of a heavy oak bureau there lay, well protected, my red violin. 'Twas Vivaldi, Bach, Handel, and Mozart I'd play, and my heart they would equally win. Welcome back once again, let fresh living begin. 3 musicians my favorite painting would be, and another would gladness convey. In the frying pan, pitcher, and pot I could see how Picasso would objects array. Sweet refrain, once again you're a comfort to me. See what I do? As in a lot of songs, they end with the same line or slightly changed to adapt to the story. That's what I've done. It's refrain technique. Here's one that is tremendous fun to read. Let's see, page 23. Oh, it's on the facing page. It's a memory of my honeymoon. That's probably why I like it so much. Went to Cape Cod. It's called Come. Come with me to the sea. You will hear wind breath near, salty spray. Wake to play. Soon the day brings you cheer, and we'll be spirit-free. Have no fear, heaven clear, shining so, heart aglow, may beguile with a smile in a style that will grow still more dear. 'Twill appear hint of grey to convey, faintest red, westward led, orange-hued, mist-endued, brings a mood. Time for bed. Sail away, dream we may. You never heard a poem like that before, did you? The people don't write in such a strange rhythm, but it was done presumably in ancient times because they had a name for the foot. It's called an amphimeter. A foot is a rhythm unit. La la la, la la la, and I have two of them per line. So the meter is amphimacric dimeter. I don't know if you're interested in things like that. I'm obsessed with things like that. Let's go on. Oh, this is a fun piece. This is called Heaven. Instead of honeymoons and vacations on the beach, we get down to business here. Serious matters, so far as I can manage that. Heaven. I'll say it with some tact. Old heaven's out of style. There isn't any up. A fact we've known for quite a while. 'Twas Newton showed me this. The planet Earth is round, so any road might lead to bliss that daily may be found. The old three-story home with heaven, earth, and hell has vanished, and we're free to roam where life drive might impel. No afterlives for me, a joy so deep and bright. My life right here has proved to be, it wouldn't be polite, my wish dish to extend and greedily request a second helping. No, my friend, the grateful are the blessed. And now I'll end off with one that takes me back to the honeymoon type mood. It's a love song. I love to write love songs, and I have written thousands of them. And every one is more exciting than the one before it. And this is in quite an unusual and very swinging singing way. Okay, this is our last. It's called Beloving. I often call myself not a believer, but a belover. If beloving's believing, as faithful are we as adherents of any religion could be. Merely breathe, and in singing you read from the leaves that the laurel achieves. What a prize! For the smile in your eyes had conveyed gaze in glory arrayed. I'd far liever with thee spend the days of my life than compete with the leaders gone crazy in strife. Let us dance, and our feeling enhance of the ways that the lovers can laze. Write a psalm filled with summery balm, and in fall be exalted, stand tall. 1 + 1, in the math which a lover prefers, equals 3 when a grant of the Spirit occurs. Let come forth from the south and the north with the best of the east and the west, choral throng, they with lovers belong, lending praise to the length of our days. Thank you for being with me.